civil engineering students as well. We all do research, and it requires a lot of literature, a lot of it. So what we found when in one of our classes is having softwares which help you to archive and as well as help you better organize your literature. It is easier to collaborate, and it is easy to be more organized about it. When we work with our supervisors, it's just something that is mentioned by the way, and nobody tells us how to do it. So we thought this is a good start. It is applicable to other fields as well, so you don't need to be a researcher in a particular field. That's why we're starting with this. But at the same time, we are planning to do lots of other software workshops every semester. So your suggestions are welcome. If you have any particular software in mind which you think everyone will benefit from, let us know. We thought of Ahmad for this workshop because one, he's used Mendeley extensively. He's a fourth year PhD student, and he's been publishing with TEDD as well as by himself, and he's been using these softwares, so he is an expert for sure, and it is helpful to know the struggles and reasons for people to choose a particular software. So if you could provide us a little feedback of why you chose it and how it will help you change the way you do research after finding it and after using it. Thank you so much for coming. Hope you enjoy it.
Thank you. Thank you for coming out. It's a great honor to be here anyway. So I'm Ahmad, like Ruta said, and I'm going to go over Mendeley, but just back to your question, well, when I started my master's program, even not my PhD program, I wanted to have like a reference manager, that saves me a lot of time in terms of, formatting and, citations and everything. So I Googled a lot, and I asked around, and I found Mendeley. Mendeley at the time was a free software. It still is. But recently, Elsevier has purchased Mendeley, like back in 2013. So, and it sounds really promising. But the reason I use Mendeley is its straightforwardness, and it's really easy to work with, the interface, and the ability that you can work with your friends, using Mendeley. So it really saves you a huge amount of time when we really get hands-on experience with Mendeley. So I hope that would briefly, explain, my interest in Mendeley. So I know 1 hour is not really enough to go over the software itself. It takes a little bit more than that. But I'm trying to do right now is to cover like the basic fundamentals of the software. So I see some of you have notebooks. So if you have account on Mendeley, that's the first thing that you should have. You should create an account on Mendeley. It's free, and the good thing is that you can install Mendeley on your desktop, on your Mac, Android devices, and so forth. So it easily syncs across your devices, so it gives you the ability to have your library whenever you are on the go. So that would be a great opportunity, to use Mendeley anyway. So, and any questions beforehand? Just no. All right. So I'm gonna go over Mendeley. So first, if you wanna download the software, you should create a free account. So it's free, so you can create your account using your email or institutional email or your personal email. So this is, I hope this screen is large enough so you could make out from far. Is that okay? All right. So this is the whole interface of Mendeley. And like I said, I'm going to go over the fundamentals of how you can use this software. So I know a lot of you are researching on a different, project. So imagine that you want to have like a paper and let's get like hands-on experience. All right. So this is the paper. So, have you read these papers? Not yet. Okay, you should. I think that's a good one. All right, compactness versus sprawl is an article written by Reid Ewing and Shima Hamidi. There are a number of ways to work with Mendeley. So, I'm going to go over. So, first of all, you can download the article. I would save it on my desktop. Okay, it's right here. So one way to add your paper to your Mendeley library is just to simply drag and drop. I would drag, and it imports the article right here. So with that, you can see on the right hand side of the page, there is a panel, like a column that you can see. You can, Mendeley does automatically arrange that article for you. So the type is journal article, as you can see here. And it recognizes the title of the paper, and then the authors, the journal, the year, and all the relevant bibliography, components. So pretty much you don't need to do anything else, unless the article is a little bit old, probably back like in 1980 or something like that. You should double check the, details of the article. It could change somehow, sometimes. But otherwise, you're good. So you have the article right here, all right? So one feature of Mendeley is to let you organize your interface pretty much easily. So here, if you see, this is my library, this is all my documents, and I have created all these folders through my PhD career and before, So you can easily create like a folder, like, for example, imagine that you're working on a sprawl, okay? And it's one of your research interests were probably related to your dissertation. So I would create a sprawl here, all right? And I go to recently added document, and I drag it right to sprawl. Okay. Right now, this resides in my sprawl folder, all right? One of the abilities that Mendeley offered is to create tags. And this is really important because you can easily later on look for your article pretty much efficiently. For example, you can say sprawl, and you separate it with a semicolon, and then maybe the compactness, something like that. Okay. So on the left-hand side of the page, you can see there's a little, drop-down menu right here that you can choose from, like filter by my tags. So here I have compactness and I have sprawl. All right. So imagine that I am in a different folder, or in all my documents, and all of a sudden I want to locate my paper across. I have like maybe 400 here. So I just click on sprawl, and all of a sudden it pops up. So it's a great way to navigate through your documents here. All right. So this is one way to work with Mendeley, just to have your. Mendeley does have, built-in viewer like a PDF viewer. So instead of opening up your article, as a PDF file in a different software, you can open it directly in Mendeley. You can highlight, and what it does, it automatically synchronizes your highlights, your notes, your comments across your different devices. So once, I highlight something here, and I hit like a synchronize button right here, it uploads to a server. So Mendeley does give you like 2 gigabytes of space, which is more than enough to store your articles, I have been using Mendeley for like 8 years, I think, and it's never filled up. Let me tell you this. So, all right. Close this tab. So once you installed your Mendeley on your desktop and imported some of your papers and articles, you can also access them online in your library. I have already logged in Mendeley.com. You go ahead and use your initials to log in. And as you can see, I have my library online too. So if you don't have access to your desktop, or if you don't have access like to your local hard drive, it stores all of your research papers and articles, on a cloud-based service. So all of my articles is right here. As you can see, if I click on the recently added, tab here, I can see the compactness versus sprawl, which I just added to my Mendeley desktop. So, it synchronizes pretty much fast. All right. So, Mendeley does have a lot of plugins that you can choose from to work with. One of the cool ones is the ability to work with different browsers. So here we have like Chrome, Firefox, Safari, IE, Internet Explorer, and so forth. So, for example, if you have Firefox, you can download browser extension or Chrome. I have already, but I just wanted to show you how it works. You go to Chrome Web Store, and then, well, here it says remove from Chrome because I have already installed it just to save time. But if I didn't, it would say like download, for Chrome. So you can simply download it and install it, and it's going to be like a little icon right here, as you can see, and it sits right there. How does it work? Well, let's go to another. So imagine that you are looking for some, research papers related to your project, and you come across a good one, and you want to save. So one way, just like I said earlier, is to download the PDF and then drag it onto the software, right? Does it make sense? Or please feel free to cut in, and ask questions if you want to. So another way is to click right here on Import to Mendeley directly from your browser. So it takes a little while. You should be logged in, and then as you see, it populates the all the information related to the paper, and all you have to do is just mark up this little box here, download PDFs if available, and then save. As you can see, well, the PDF unfortunately, maybe PDF is not available. I'm not sure. Let's try a different one. It takes you a few seconds just to populate all the data related to the paper. It's not sure why it does not say. I guess for this paper, we have to download it and then manually add it to Mendeley. But it does work sometimes, you know.
I think both of them are from the same journal. So if you try a different journal, maybe.
Yeah, you're right. Or maybe, let's say,
Travel and the big environment.
yeah. It does have the PDF available here, so let's try this one. I don't know.
I think you need to choose the folder on the left side, like which folder you want to put it in.
You already have a version of it.
I
Depends.
let's try once more. I don't know. Well, it has some, you know, glitches sometimes, but no worries. I mean, it doesn't significantly, you know, but I have worked a lot, you know, sometimes, maybe the server is not available at this time, you know, sometimes, you know, it happens. But general rule of thumb is just to drag your.
There's something that it gave me a bar on the 13th, which is today. They are doing something.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, maybe that was the problem.
that's
really.
why it's not syncing. I just realized now.
Yeah.
That's true.
If you click, there will be something that tells you that it doesn't sync it today. And it's today only.
Really?
Of course.
Okay, my luck, or anyway. But the point is that even though the PDF is not available for download, you know, you can still see that once I hit the synchronize button here,